Is that meant to be there?
No, take it away. Right, that's a better idea. Right. Season starts properly on Saturday, should we say, with the league games.
Can't wait.
Yeah. You're like a kid at Christmas. You're
Yeah,
excitable enough anyway, but yeah, today especially.
I can't wait. I honestly can't wait.
Can I ask you a football question? Lincoln is an intimidating place when that crowd gets going and the siren gets going. There aren't any fans there. Does that actually have a bearing on the match?
I think their style. I think while Michael's changed the style and brilliant to watch, some of the stuff they played in pre-season's excellent. Really good. You watch something and that's completely different to what I've seen before. So while they're in transition, like we're always in transition with new managers and changing philosophies and putting an infrastructure in place, which Michael does really well. It sometimes might be better not having fans there to see that.
Yeah, I get that.
Change, because I would have looked a lot better at the beginning. So I think that sometimes that helps. But when you get going, you're away from home. It's a big game. Like before we play Sunderland at home, and we wish our home fans were there to give us that extra few percent. But you can't. It's got no relevance in the game because it's not going to happen. So there's not going to be people in there. So we've got to make sure that we approach the game really well. We're fully prepared now, and it's Thursday. We're ready and ready to go, and we get back on that coach on Friday, and it all starts again. The wheels start to roll, and we've had a really good pre-season. If you look at the results as well, right the way through the last sort of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games to lose one. And that was the Crystal Palace 2-1. So we've had a relatively good run at it and some very competitive games as well. So we feel we've played so many different types of teams.
Yeah.
With different styles and different things that can frustrate you and different things that can excite you. And I came away from the games AFC and I was disappointed with certain aspects, and you watch the game back and you start going, oh, not like that. We did a lot better than we actually thought we did. So no, it's we're looking forward to it, but I'm sure Lincoln are as well.
Joel Cooper hasn't been involved because he's been away that's a bit weird. He's been away on international duty before the season even starts. Involved on Saturday, or does he need time to get back into it?
He'll be involved.
That would do me. Sean Clare fell over and bashed his hip, or it was a slight hip.
He'll be involved.
So he'll be involved as well. So, okay. Let's, you've had 2 games, and I think everybody's had a game at some point in the Carabao Cup or whatever.
I'll tell you the team.
No, but have you had the team for this game in mind all the way through?
I hope to be other people in the building. So no. I had an understanding what I thought I'd go with. 1 or 2 things have changed. Excuse me, but no, I've got 11, 12 pre-season, so I've sat with these interviews and been excited, and then 10 games in being devastated. I've sat doing these interviews where slightly worried about the fixture list, and sat 5, 6, 8 games down the road and quite surprised by the position. So we all sit here with someone. I said to the players a few hours ago that we're all sat here with so much hope and optimism right now. Yeah. Everybody's dream seasons about, so you're about to embark on that, and not truly knowing what the outcome's going to be in 9 months is quite a frightening place to be. So there'll be some great things, there'll be some bad things, and there'll be some terrible interviews with you, there'll be some questions. Your banter's horrendous anyway. So, but we sit in this room and we see pictures of fans celebrating and players celebrating, but you could sit in this room with pictures of fans being distraught and disappointment and upset and let down, because that's what the Football League season is. There's the constants, but we only ever remember from past years gone by the one small moments that left a dent in our thought process, and we keep using that as a reference point to go back to the 80s, and then go from the conference into the league, and then from League 2, then last season's team. If I wasn't here this year's team would be judged on what Corbyn's team did and the players did against West Ham or Man City, so it's almost like you're embarking on a new generation of moments, and you just don't know where they're going to be.
So do you have to live Right, this last question. It's quite a good question, this one, for once. Terrible banter apart. Do you have to live in the moment? Because last year you broke it down into blocks. Towards the end you were breaking it down into blocks. Can you do that when you don't know when fans are allowed back in, or when the season changes a little bit, when can you plan that far ahead, or do you have to take it
Well, to me, there's a picture behind Kathy there. Who would have thought that Shrewsbury away would have created that celebration with the fans and the players, that the cameras just happened to be there, and things that last a bit of for a long time. So that wasn't a game that we said would be the game that would define where you finish. It ended up being that. But no, I always live for today, because I think you just don't know, especially in the current, you don't know what's around the corner. Tomorrow can throw something at you that you just didn't know was going to be there. And if you always we always plan for tomorrow, but we live in the emotion of the moment. And we always live in admiration of the past, and the learning of the past. We learn from that, but we live with the emotion of today, and hopefully we plan for the future for tomorrow. And that's always been my method. That's always been how I've done it. You know how I like to plan things, but certainly my personality is certainly to live for the moment. And right now we're preparing for the game, and I'm planning to get. And I'm so excited because I know it's around the corner. And I'm a football fan. I said this to the local media before, that I remember getting my season ticket for Anfield, and the first programme you always kept your season ticket in real pristine condition at the beginning of the season, and the first time you wore the kit or the new tracksuit or whatever it was as a young fan, and you see new players play properly for the first time, and there was a different smell. There was just something that resonates with you as a football fan within this country, that it does. I know you're thinking probably yourself.
I've said in the preview show we just recorded that it wasn't the football is the spectacle, but you went to football, it was the smell of smoke from old men's pipes when I started going, or the frying onions, or the sound of the ground. It's all of your senses, it's all around you. But now you're just focusing on what happens on the pitch.
For us, it's like training ground. It's like the grass cutting, the smell. You know when spring's coming, when you see the mowers back out there. There's things, the dark nights, what they mean. You know, Christmas is around the corner. The senses of the football league season are truly remarkable, and to go
all out of kilter.
This is what I said before. So all of the things what made the first game of the season, as a manager as well. So that was the fan. Now as a manager, it was just, I knew what the fans were doing coming to the game, because I did it with my dad and my brother. I did it for 15 years. I know exactly what the processes are, but now I don't. And that's the bit that I still feel angry that and this is why the government guidelines right now that's so important with our industry. If we can drive it as well within our own community, because we can't control Bolton, we can't control we can't. But from Oxford's point of view, if we want to be back in our stadium watching games, let's do our bit. Let's keep the R rate down. Let's keep the sort of. If you're not well, go and get tested. All these things we can do right, and that will make sure that our people are back watching football very soon, and people will get back to work and getting back to the jobs. I might never be a good politician because but it is. We need people back. They mean so much to us. They're the purpose behind our week, and that's a real unique, special place to be. Is getting in your car at 6 o'clock, seeing the fans in the pub, seeing the kids walking home happy, knowing that whether they're going to chippy on the way home or going for a Chinese or they've cooked they know they're going to be enjoying it. They know they're going to be talking about the players, the emotion of the game. You wake up on Sunday, you always watch the goals again on a Sunday. You always read you pick the papers up because you can read them because you're positive, and you get back ready going to work on Monday. It's just so different, and it's so not nice. But there'll be a day that this will be a distant past and a memory that we'll remember. But we will appreciate people so much more now coming into stadiums, and I think fans never thought they had an importance on the game. I think now even fans realise how important they are, but more importantly, the industry has realised that they're the heartbeat, and that's we hope we can have them back very, very soon.